to your perfect family. Cheers.
Well, I've got an erection. How about you? I mean, that does look like cum. Does that not look like cum? As long as I'm not going to get possessed and there's not going to be like any bodily harm to me, I'm just saying, you know.
The Dope Show. The Dope Show. The Dope Show.
It is a celebration. Evil Dead Burn is here. It may already be playing in your city. The official launch date is mañana. I will be at the midnight showing tonight, and when I get back, I will tell you guys what I thought about it. Typically, I don't like doing movie reviews unless it's something that I have watched several times. I mean, like, you know, double digits. Hence the lack of movie reviews on this channel. But one of the great things about the Evil Dead franchise is that we never know what we're getting. There's just this wonderful spectrum for Evil Dead. It could be hard-hitting horror like 1981 and Evil Dead 2013. Some people are more into the Army of Darkness side of Evil Dead. Some people don't even like Army of Darkness. Everyone has their own taste. Everyone has their own hopes and dreams for the franchise. And that's something great about the franchise and about the fan base. Now, I think from the trailers, we can look forward to another hardcore installment. So I'm thinking they're probably going to, you know, ratchet it up from Evil Dead Rise. I'm thinking I'm probably going to like this more than Evil Dead Rise. And I love Evil Dead Rise. You know, of course I got my gripes about this and that, but overall I love the movie. So if they're gonna take direction from Evil Dead Rise and ratchet it up even some more, I'm excited because that's exactly what I've been wanting from the franchise. You know, just give us some more hardcore horror, tell us more stories, more books. You don't even have to connect everything really, and I'm good with it. So what am I seeing that I really like? First thing, we're back to a secluded area. You know, in this case, it's going to be an old family house. And again, I really love what they did with Evil Dead Rise and the nearly empty apartment building. I thought that was a really good idea. But for me, you know, the wilderness, you know, a little cabin or an old house, all the fog and small streams and bodies of water, that's just where it's at for me. So I'm really glad to see that we are returning to that. Next thing, I love the family drama. I love the awkwardness that they're bringing into this film. Or really the whole franchise. You know, I love what they did with Rise. I love what they did or tried to do with 2013. In the Evil Dead 2013, the writing really fell apart for me. The movie's just structurally, it just doesn't work. A lot of the dialogue the writing was really weak for me for that movie. But I still love the movie, even with all the problems. Still love it. I love that they're adding these layers to Evil Dead because it just adds so much more depth to these movies for me, and I love it. So next thing is the brutality. You know, the body horror, just the sheer brutality that the Evil Dead movies bring. Again, I have my problems with Evil Dead 2013, but that movie pulled no punches in terms of the brutality, you know, the gore, the body horror. It definitely lived up to expectations for an Evil Dead movie. So from what we can see so far from Burn, like we got people losing fingers in car doors, pins going in ears, you know, falling onto a full silverware basket that doesn't look like it's been through a cycle yet. Is that lasagna? That looks like lasagna. And, you know, holy shit. What sick mofo came up with this scene? Brilliant. I'm loving these camera angles that I'm seeing. I think we can safely say the gore and violence in this movie will be brutal and will live up to the Evil Dead name. Now, I could go on for like hours talking about Evil Dead, and probably will at some point, but just in separate videos. But from what we've seen so far, we're going back to seclusion, we're getting the gore, we're keeping the added human depth of, you know, relationships and just being a person in civilization. Looks like we're going to be getting the dope camera angles. I am already in love with this movie, and I don't allow myself to really get excited about movies these days, but Evil Dead is an exception. So I'm already excited. Can't wait. I will be at the midnight show, passing out edibles in the back row. This is Frank Midnight, signing off.